times people ask. I said, I first met Prabhupada by reading the introduction to Bhagavad Gita. And that's true. When I saw Prabhupada walk in the door of Berry Place, I already knew Prabhupada. And I was just checking if this was the same person that I met in the books. I already knew Prabhupada by reading the books. And everybody can be in the presence of Prabhupada by reading these books. And we'll definitely not be stable in Krishna consciousness unless we read Prabhupada's book. So, because I've been searching so many books. My parents used to say, we're not having television in our house. Television is for fools. And our whole house was full of books. Because they were into university and they were intellectual snobs, you know. They didn't have proper books. But they had some good books like the Bible, maybe one good book, and the Atlas. So then, what happened then? So then, after reading all these books, going to college, I thought, it's all a waste of time, nothing. No substantial knowledge. Who am I? What am I? What's the purpose of life? Why I have to die? Nothing there in all these books. Nothing. Nobody knows anything. When I read Prabhupada's books, here, I could understand. Here's real knowledge. And Krishna, from within my heart, he reciprocated, yes, this is what you've been searching for. Real knowledge of yourself. So, Prabhupada's books are so important. So these books were stolen, but then Srinivas found them, and then taken to Bengal and copied, and now we have Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada's books are the identical message as what was going on, six Goswamis were writing, but presented according to time and circumstance in nice English, and Prabhupada selected from all. Prabhupada, you want to hear this? Yes. Prabhupada in Vrindavan, he was translating Srimad Bhagavatam. And he had this Srimad Bhagavatam, it's called, what was it called? 9 Tika, Navatika. Tika means commentaries. On each verse of the Bhagavatam, there are commentaries of 9 acharyas. Sanatana Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Sridhar Swami, 9 of them, Madhvacharya, 9 commentaries. So before Prabhupada gives his purports, he would read each of those commentaries, every one of them, in Sanskrit. And then he would decide what will be good for my disciples and for the generations to come. It's not just like off the top of Prabhupada's head. The Prabhupada, he said, these are my private ecstasies. But were his private ecstasies in the middle of the night, when he was writing his commentaries, was he was reading all these commentaries, Madhvacharya, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sridhar Swami, Sanatana Goswami. He was reading them all, studying them, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was reading them, and then he was writing his. So, if any fool devotee doesn't want to read Prabhupada's books, they're wasting their time. And we won't understand what we're doing when we do Guru Puja to Prabhupada. I just think it's a lump of plastic. What are we doing worshipping this lump of plastic? It's offensive, it's a hellish mentality. In order to understand Guru Puja, you must read Prabhupada's books, and you must read Prabhupada's books. That's what it's all about. Prabhupada's present in his body form. Srila Prabhupada Ki. So thank you very much. We didn't have time to read the Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyway, this is by the disciples of His Holiness Mahavishnu. So thank you very much. Any question, please? I went off a bit track there, but you got the idea. Yeah? Sorry? Sorry?
Mike.
I think I'm on mic, Mabel.
Hey. Hey.
Is it Hariyamananda?
Yes, no more.
Oh no. He's from Australia, he's from down under. I don't listen to criminals.
I'm getting your phone.
Okay.
Prabhupada's grace.
Okay.
Many times this encouragement of reading books, I've found it advising devotees, and especially if they're beginning. But the excuse they come back with is that I want to read it in a way where I can remember what I'm reading. So it seems like they don't get through the book at all.
You know what?
They're trying to read in such a way where they can just remember it right away. But it's not easy for a Kali Yuga brain to do that. And then they just get discouraged, they get bored of the book.
And then you can listen to Prabhupada's lectures. Now we don't just have to read, you can have earphones. I see people are walking down the street and they're all listening to something. Many people. We can be plugged into Prabhupada's lectures. And also hear the purports. There's so many ways you can hear. You can read now by hearing audio. It's just the same. You can be doing the washing up, and doing the cooking, and you can listen to Prabhupada. Or you can hear Prabhupada's purports being read. So we're so fortunate we have all this media now. If books are not handy, you can use this other means. So main thing is hearing. Hearing doesn't just mean reading. There's other forms of hearing. So don't be discouraged. Whatever gives one a taste of Srila Prabhupada's understanding. The via media of the Guru Parampara, that's what the spiritual master is a transparent via media. It's coming from Krishna ultimately, through the previous acharyas, through Srila Prabhupada, through the spiritual master. And the spiritual master Diksha Guru doesn't mean that you no longer, you have to listen to Prabhupada. Prabhupada is our founder acharya, so he's our main Shiksha Guru. So I didn't write the books, but what have I got to say? So Prabhupada has got so much to say. Especially if you read, I really love hearing Prabhupada's early lectures when he was spreading this movement in New York, 66, 67. They're so fresh, because he's just meeting new people. They've never heard this philosophy before. Prabhupada's so excited, and it's like trying to get it over, those early lectures. And he's realizing, they're listening to me. So wonderful. In India, he could only make one disciple, and that was Acharya Prabhupada. And, it wasn't like, he was a Sanskrit scholar, Hindu. But when Prabhupada got to America, these young kids are listening to me, and he's changing their lives. So he was so excited. So we can get the same feeling by hearing Prabhupada's lectures. Prabhupada was so excited. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Vasacharya ki
Jai.
His Holiness Mahavishnu Maharaj ki
Jai.